Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great Leap Fossil Cup and we're going to be trying out the Lanturn pair with the Ferrothorn and the Lucario today. So Lucario kind of being our generalist here. We're going to have a bad lead here. We're going to eventually have to switch out into the Lucario. This Lucario is running Close Combat and Thunder Punch. You can see right here, we are going to have to build up to a potential Shadow Ball. We are going to be able to tank the Surf here. We end up throwing the Thunder Punch. And this should get a shield. Yep, that makes sense. And we're trying to get to another Thunder Punch. Okay, that's not bad. We are able to get to 2 Thunder Punches right there to chip away at this Jellicin's health. It does get it into the low yellow, so not bad for getting a shield and pretty much dealing 75% damage to this Jellicin that's going to be able to get farmed down by our Lanturn. Now remember, they still have the Ferrothorn in the front, so we have to be aware of that. Looking for the farm down at this point. No farm down, but is this going to be another Shadow Ball? We don't think so. It is end up being the Surf, so that was good. No shield. They switch out into the Ferrothorn. We go into our Ferrothorn with 2 shields. They are staying in for now. They're throwing a move. Let's see if they end up having the Thunder. Oh, they do have the Thunder, which is okay. And we're just going to make sure we throw on good timing here. We want to make sure we don't have this energy go to waste. This Thunder is going to also chip away at this Ferrothorn. But the fact that they're continuing staying in and they're throwing the Thunder gives us hope that we do have a favorable matchup in the back. We're going to make sure we throw on good timing again with this Thunder here. Once again, just the only move that we can really throw to affect this Ferrothorn, because the Power Whip would be double resistant. We're going to shield here, ends up being the Thunder, and now we're just going to bank everything on this Ferrothorn. So far, they revealed that they do not want to see this Ferrothorn, and it is just ideal for us to keep this as healthy as possible. We try to do a quick switch out. They decide to switch out immediately as well. They end up having the Toxapex. Toxapex here is able to catch our Surf. They were anticipating us doing a quick swap, and that was good for them. However, we are able to reach the Thunderbolt here, getting this Toxapex into the low red. Wow. They're going to be able to throw a move here. We are going to be able to survive it, but we might need one more Bullet Seed. Let's see. Sludge Wave goes through, doesn't quite KO. We do have to use 2 Bullet Seeds, but that allows us to reach a Thunder here, and it looks like we did see AP Ty win this. This is going to be the Thunder to take out that Ferrothorn. So GG's opponent able to win that game, basically with a Ferrothorn. Terrible lead, and then the Ferrothorn ended up taking their backline, their Toxapex, and their opposing Ferrothorn. So nice energy management by that Ferrothorn, and let's see what we have next here. All right, we got the S Cavalier here. Okay, interesting. They decided to just sack their elo. All right, next game. Let's see what we find. We have the core of Lanturn and the Ferrothorn, and then the kind of a interesting moveset on our Lucario with that Close Combat, like kind of a surprise factor. We're Lanturn here, always kind of tricky. We're going to stay in. They decided to try to catch a move, but we are able to switch out into the Lucario versus this Ferrothorn. We can take whatever move they throw here. Ends up only being a Power Whip. And then right here, we're going to make sure we throw on timing. This Thunder Punch will KO or get a shield. Our opponent does end up shielding to grab this shield here. So we're going to match the shield, going to be able to farm down, and then still come out with a good amount of energy. 2 counters, and we are right back at potential Close Combat energy. They did have that Lanturn still, and Lucario is going to be able to be favorable against it, but they decided to come in with their Poly. So Poliwrath here is going to have to tank a Thunder Punch. Huge damage considering it's not even a stab move. But they decide to snipe our energy, and then we go into our Ferrothorn versus their Lanturn. They're switch locked, and they know that it is GG's because this Ferrothorn does not have to worry about any moves from this Lanturn. And then eventually we would have our Lanturn onto their Poliwrath. So they realized that that was the end of their match. Next game, we got the Lanturn versus the Reggie. Okay, this is problematic because we don't necessarily want to see this on our Ferrothorn. This Lanturn is only going to be neutral against it. We're going to go for the Surf here. We do got a shield, which is positive for us. We are going to have to think about shielding here. We reshield the first one, ends up being a Zap Cannon. We avoid the debuff, so that is best of both worlds right there. However, looks like they were trying to catch a move, but we were going to be able to wait anyways. We go into our Ferrothorn. They have the Shadow Swamper already into the low green after just the fast moves from the Ferrothorn. This is going to be another Hydro. We are able to survive that, and then we're just going to build up until we get close to 2 moves. 1 Power Whip does go through. They decide to let it go because there's no way they're going to be able to win that matchup there. Anticipating the Reggie to come back in, they decide to fire off their move immediately. This Focus Blaster does take out the Ferrothorn easily. And now we have a decision to make. Are we going to go in with our Lucario or are we going with our Lanturn? We decide we're going to go into our Lucario right here because we want the advantage. And then we do switch out into the Lanturn once they reveal Jellicent. So that was a great pick by us, kind of rearranging the order and getting the Lucario onto the Reggie. And then now we have this really favorable matchup. The Lanturn onto the Jellicent. This is going to be farm down potentially. No farm down, but this is Surf Energy. Yep, Surf Energy. We are able to survive that. And now we have a lot of energy to throw back at this Reggie. So we're just going to fire off 2 Surfs. I think go for the Surf here. Chips away at it. Oh, we had a chance to go for Thunderbolt, but we decided to go for another Surf. It's fine. This is going to get a lot of pressure. And they realize that this is over because we do have that Lucario still and a shield. So we are able to win that game. GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Flipping the order a little bit after we see that Reggie came back in. So if we had gone like reverse order, it would have been probably more problematic. All right, here, Ludicolo, terrible situation for our Lanturn. We're going to go straight into our Lucario here, and we're going to fire off this close combat. We're only going to be able to get to 1 move. This is going to get the shield war KO. Oh, they were going to shield anyway, so that was a good shield by them. That's fine. Now we have a decision. Actually, there's no decision. We go into our Lanturn. This Lanturn is going to have to tank all these moves. It's going to be the Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb, good neutral damage. It does debuff our attack. However, you don't have to worry about any of the moves here because the Rock Tomb doesn't do super effective, and potentially the Overheat doesn't do much either. So they're going to come right back in with the Lucario and try to win this game. We're going to switch out into the Ferrothorn as soon as you have it. And they have the Arcanine. What an interesting Pokemon in the back room. We're going to show the first one here, no matter what. Ends up being the Rock Slide. That's not going to be that effective. We're going to be able to get to this Power Whip. This Power Whip is going to do a neutral damage. Huge neutral damage right there. Getting the Arcanine into the low red. We're going to show here ends up being the Wild Charge. So now we're going to be able to farm down. We have a ton of energy to throw back at this Ludicolo. We're going to just fire off Power Whips at this point, even though it is only neutral. We do grab a shield, and just like that, we are at another Power Whip. This is going to deal some damage, but it's not going to KO. So we're basically forcing our opponents to use some energy here. Do they have a one-hit KO move? Scald gets used, and that is not enough to win the game. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Ferrothorn in the bag versus that Arcanine and the Ludicolo. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.